Hi guys, today we're joined by Sullivan, who's talking to us all about the macros that you need to get so you can fully understand why your PT or your dietitian gives you the diet that you're on, what you need to know about calories, what you need to know about protein, macros, and that kind of thing. It's a really great episode, so please do watch it, enjoy it, comment, and if you'd like to see more of Kyle, let me know in the comments.
So Josh, today I'm going to explain the nutritional protocol we're going to use around your diet. Now, the most common theme I see in the fitness industry is people struggle with adherence. They'll be given a meal plan, they'll go, I'm going to stick to this meal plan, it's going to get me the shape that I want, and they really struggle. They'll do it for a week and then they become a bit rigid in their structure, they don't like it as much, it's food that they don't really enjoy, and they really struggle to stay consistent with it. Now this is the fundamental biggest problem I find in the fitness industry, and this is where it goes wrong, is it's not tailored to that specific individual. You're not taking into account their nutritional needs, their history of dieting, whether they've been yo-yo dieting all their life, and actually how they're going to get results and keep it sustainable for the foreseeable future. So this is a pyramid that we use for fat loss. And now, before you can go up a tier, you need to be able to get the foundations right. So for fat loss, we need to create a calorie deficit. So this is where calories become important. You obviously got calories in, calories out. So we need to make sure that the calories in are negating that deficit, and also the calories out are where we need to be. So that's where your 10,000 steps comes in, and your training as well. So there are plenty of equations online that you can use to obtain this calorie number. Typically I use a formula from what's called the Harrison-Benedict method, which I've adjusted myself. So I'll set you this number. So let's say we're doing typically 1,700 calories.
So that's what I can eat per day and lose weight. Yeah,
to get you in a deficit. However, this is just science. So this is an average equation that's been put together. So this number might not be right for you, but it's a number we're going to stick to and track that, and then we can start understanding if this is giving you your deficit. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you could be eating 1,700 calories, hitting your 10,000 steps a day, tracking your body weight, but you might not see any fluctuation in weight. That might mean that your deficit number isn't right. We might need to drop a bit lower. Or if you're dropping weight rapidly and quite suddenly, this might be too low too soon. Because for adherence, it needs to be sustainable. So if we're dropping at 1,700 calories and you're feeling lethargic, you're feeling really tired, your energy levels are really dropping, and you're not feeling like you can train very well in the gym, then over time, that's going to keep dropping and dropping and dropping. You're going to feel rubbish, and then injuries will creep in, and the overall consistency will stop.
Yeah, it'd be difficult to stick to.
100%. So once we've got the calorie number right, we then look at your proteins. So for getting abs and getting lean and holding on to muscle tissue, protein is very important. It is the building block of muscle tissue. Like a bricks to the house, you need protein for building muscle tissue and holding on to muscle tissue. So, typically, the literature states that we need to push people to 1.6 grams per kilo of body weight. But you can push it as high as 2.2 depending on the person, right? So what I like to do for any client that comes on board is I'll put them to the lower end of the spectrum and give them a target. So let's say it's 120 grams. If they've never been tracking protein before and their intake, it'll take some adjusting to get used to. So this is the second stage that we look at, but for the most important thing, for the first 3 to 4 weeks, we're really focusing on driving that deficit. And then as we get into that deficit more and more, we can then start going up the ladder. But the most important ones we really need to focus on to get results are these two here. A lot of people like to start here. They'll ask me, what time's the best time to have my carbohydrates? What's the best supplement to have? Before they've even looked at getting their calories and proteins right. So people like to jump the hurdle way too soon. And this then creates that inconsistency with their approach, because they're chopping and changing through different advice from different people. So what we do for you is we set that calorie target. So let's say we set you at 1,700 calories, right? So that is per day. Or what you can do is times it by 7 to give you your weekly target. Quality foods properly. So let's say you've done 2,000 calories over Monday and Tuesday, and you really feel you've messed it all up. You haven't really. Just minus 4,000 from your total amount.
We do. We go back to the maths, are we?
Yeah.
4,000 from that. That's 7,900.
So you now have 7,900 calories over the 5 days remaining, and that will keep you.
Is this gonna be a maths test?
Yeah.
This will
This will keep you at a consistent deficit over that week. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah, exactly.
So
exactly
if
that.
you go off track, you've not gone off track.
So the biggest thing is basically if you go off track, just get back on it and
Get
readjust.
back on it.
Because
Yeah.
you have 2,000 calories. You think, I've fucked it all up.
Yeah.
Let's just carry on.
100%. So just get back on track. And this is the biggest thing that I have with a talk that I have with my clients regularly.
Yeah.
They message me saying I've gone over today. I'll be like, that's great. Put it behind you. Crack on tomorrow. And what I'll say to them is make sure that tomorrow's output is really high. So go and do an extra 1, 2, 3, 4,000 steps if they can to negate that. Yeah. Help drive that deficit a bit more. Yeah.
So 7,900 over 5. So you'd readjust that, and that'd be 1,580 calories, wouldn't it? Yeah.
1,580 calories a day. That is why you're an accountant and I'm not. So that is how we negate the deficit when things aren't going right. Yeah?
Okay, yeah.
We can use this method. We call it if it fits your macros. That's like the fitness word for it. So basically you can eat anything as long as you're hitting your macro targets. Yeah?
Yeah, so as long as you first off your calories
Yeah.
and then your protein. So as long as you get your protein in, so if you're getting your 120 grams of protein, you can eat pure fat for the rest of it and you'll still lose weight.
Yeah, 100%. Fats and carbs aren't bad, although they've been given bad press over the years. It's all about having a nutrient quality diet, right? Dieting, you're going to lose nutrient quality.
Okay.
Yeah, because you're putting yourself in the deficit. It's all about those calorie numbers. However, I like to focus on whole foods with my clients, so they're still getting their fibres in, they're still getting their vitamins and minerals in through their veg, so I like them to have veg in pretty much every meal.
No chicken and broccoli, chicken and rice.
So not chicken and broccoli all the time, but having that variation is really key to a successful nutrition protocol. Because with meal plans, what they don't give you is variety. It's just literally chicken and broccoli, omelette for breakfast.
What if you get a meal plan with some variety?
If you get a meal plan with some variety that fits your lifestyle and you can stick to it and you go, right, I can do this for the rest of my life, that's great, that's going to work for you. And normally, typically, if I give a meal plan to someone, 10% of people will be able to do it.
Yeah.
And those 10% of people will do really well, but the 90% of people will fall off the bandwagon.
It's too rigid, it's a short-term fix. You can stick to it for 4 to 6 weeks, but after that, when it comes to fitness, it's a lifestyle change, isn't it?
Yeah, when you're out on the road, when you're going to see a client, for example, let's say you're going to London and you've not got your chicken and broccoli with you, but you go to McDonald's on the way home. And if you're in the mindset of, oh, it's not on my meal plan, that's now put me off if I have McDonald's, and then
so
all of a sudden,
you have your triple cheeseburger, you think, why not? Let's get a milkshake.
Yeah. And then you go into that cycle of negative thinking, oh, I'll just start again next week, etc. But if you just put that behind you, go, right, I've hit my calories today, that's it, I'm going to go for a walk over the next 3 or 4 days and really increase my output, as well as controlling my input over the next few days, you'll get sustainable results. I tell people when they come on board with me, as long as they can give me 75% effort, I can deliver the results. If they can stick to a plan 75% of the time, they will do really well.
Yeah, that's an A plus at school, isn't it? 75%.
That is an A plus. Do you know what I mean? Be 75% good.
Yeah.
Then you can have a bit of 25% variation, but stick with the mindset of if things go wrong, you can get back on track.
Yeah.
It's not all or nothing. Once you've gone off track, that's it. Put it by the wayside. It's one of those things that once you've gone wrong, as long as you learn from that, you learn your trigger foods, you learn what's putting you into that negative mindset or negative environment. Let's say you go to McDonald's, you order a cheeseburger. But then you think, I want a double cheeseburger, some chicken nuggets to go along with it, and a chocolate milkshake.
You forgot the chips.
And the chips, and the McFlurry. That might be a negative trigger for you. So going to McDonald's is one of those things that you can't stop but overindulge, right?
Yeah.
If you know that, you try and control that factor. You try and control that environment. So maybe McDonald's isn't the thing for you to go there because you know you're going to...
boycott it.
Yeah. So look at alternatives. Look for somewhere else that you can go and not have that negative influence. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Go KFC instead.
Exactly. Go KFC instead. I don't really like KFC, so sorry KFC, but I'm not a fan. So with you, so we've got number 1. We've got your calories right. Yeah. Yeah. So for example, you're on 1,700. Yeah. Just this is an example. Don't quote me on this. So you've got your 1,700 calories a day, or your 7-day weekly total. We've then got your protein. So let's call it for this one 120 grams. Yeah? Which if you break it down, 25 grams, you get 25 grams of protein from one chicken breast, for example, or typically a protein shake would be about 20 to 25 grams. So nice and easy throughout the day. If you're having 4 meals, you can get roughly 30 grams of protein in each meal for breakfast, lunch, snack and dinner. So that's your 4 meals done. With protein, it's going to help you. It's going to help with satiety, so it's going to make you feel fuller for longer. Yeah. So if you have let's say you have some sweets.
Yeah.
Normally you have the sweets, and then 10-15 minutes later you're ready to go again. You're hungry,
more and
right?
more and more. Yeah.
Typically, if you're having your chicken breast and veg,
you can't overeat that stuff.
You're going to have 2 or 3 hours leeway before you need your next meal. So that's where protein is really good for keeping you fuller and satiety, we call it.
Yeah.
So helping you feel fuller for longer. Then we've got your movement. So getting those steps in, your NEAT we call it, non-exercise activity thermogenesis. So this is a very key factor to actual fat loss. So if we can get your calories right, 1700, but also try and push your steps higher, you won't consistently have to keep dropping this number down. We can just look at trying to keep this number a bit higher over time. Does that make sense?
Same amount going in, but you're getting more out.
And then there'll be a cut-off point when you can't do more. Let's say you're doing 15,000 steps and you can't really jump that gun.
You're walking 500 miles, you can't walk anymore. We're not the proclaimers.
So, exactly. So then we start dropping the calories. So that's when we look at dropping the calories to then 1650 or 600, and that will help you drop down into that deficit a bit more.
Yeah.
But remember, body weight is going to fluctuate over the week. Yeah? So one thing I like my clients to do is track body weight daily. The reason being is we can look for percentage of change. Yeah, so we're tracking body weight daily. So over the course of 7 days, we can see what's going on. Yeah? Because if I show you, for example, if on a Monday you're 100 kilos, yeah? On Tuesday you're 101 kilos, Wednesday you're 100 kilos, yeah? But the following week, on this weekend here, you've gone and had a McDonald's and glycogen refeed and all that.
Yeah.
And here you're 101 kilos.
Yeah.
But as the week goes on, you drop because you're in that deficit, and here you go into 99.5, you're actually on average going to be dropping.
Yeah.
Yeah? So you're actually in a deficit. Yeah? But people would look at that if they're only tracking it once a week and they'll think they've gained 1 kilo. Yeah? And this is why I like to get my clients to track over the 7-day period, because we can actually truly see what's going on and the fluctuations. So you're getting a bit of education in there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah? And then another factor we have is then looking at training. So we don't want to be living in the gym, yeah, because
you can't do
it gets
anyway.
You can't with all the COVID, but it gets a bit tedious. So I like my clients to typically do 3 to 4 sessions a week.
Okay.
If you like to do 5, that's fine. But yeah, that 3 to 4 is like the perfect amount.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be long. 45 minutes in the gym, whole body sessions, activate those muscle tissues so that when you're dropping into that deficit, you're preserving muscle.
Okay.
Yeah. The idea of going to the gym isn't to go there and burn loads of calories.
Yeah.
It's going there to build strength, build fitness, or build muscle tissue.
Okay.
Yeah? That's what people need to think about the gym. You're
Rather
not
than going on the cross trainer, smashing out
punishing
700
yourself.
calories,
Yeah.
it's miserable.
Yeah, you're not going there to punish yourself, you're going there to push yourself further. Change your body and build strength and push it to its limits. Yeah? The nutrition and steps will help with the fat loss. Yeah? The gym training will help with building strength, building endurance within your body, making yourself feel fitter, healthier, etc.
Yeah.
Yeah. So look at it from a positive outlook. I'm not going to the gym to sit there on a rower and slaughter myself for.
Why do we do the row machine at the gym?
That's true. That's just a warm up, whole body warm up. So you're not going there to punish yourself and burn loads of calories. You're simply going there to push yourself and make you feel better.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're the fundamental factors that I have with it. Just to recap, make sure your nutritional protocol is consistent for you to adhere to. Yeah. Because you don't want to be chopping and changing, giving it 2 weeks and then going, oh, I'm going to try the next fad diet.
Yeah. Make
it sustainable to your lifestyle and be realistic with its expectations. Yeah. If you're one of these people that are all or nothing approach, you need to look at things a bit and put a bit less pressure on yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because if you're that all or nothing approach, that is probably the reason why you're not getting to where you want to get to. Yeah. So give yourself a bit of slack. Look at your current nutritional profile. Get your calories in order, get your protein in order, and get your steps sorted. That is the foundations for a good, healthy lifestyle. Yeah. And then when you want to push it further, then you can start looking out for a coach and looking for some more help to really push your results further on.
Okay, yeah, that makes absolute sense. So really, I suppose, once you've got that in check, really, for all of that kind of tailored nutritional advice, is that something you're able to help people with?
Yeah, so if people want help with their nutrition or coaching in general, I have an online coaching platform where I work with people one-to-one. I give people recipe books for ideas of calories and stuff like that. I do weekly content for people, so there's educational videos on there. So yeah, they can just get in touch with me and feel free to have a free strategy call with myself to see what I can do for you, or just give you some free advice to help you push you forward.
Perfect. Absolute pleasure. Thank you very much for coming on and sharing this knowledge.
No problem at all.
Yeah, cheers for watching, guys.
Cheers, thank you very much.